Hello, and pull up a chair. We have another exciting historical matchup coming to you, courtesy of Out of the Park Baseball 20. Another diverse set of teams here. The first one drawn is the 1957 Washington Senators. The old Senators from the 50s were, as you might already know, not very good. They lost 99 games this season. Cookie Lavagetto was the manager for most of the year. Eddie Yost on the team. This is, of course, before they moved to Minnesota. Roy Sievers. You can see here Sievers had 42 homers with 114 ribbies and well over 100 RBIs. So he's obviously the big threat in the lineup. Looking at some pitching. Not much here to talk about of the good side. Camilo Pascal is very young here, 23. Pedro Ramos logged the most innings. But all said and done, not a great team here. It's going to be challenging whomever they face. And who's that going to be but 1974 Philadelphia Phillies, led by Danny Ozark. This club was a little bit before they started to pick it up in the 70s. They have 80 wins on the year. Finished in third in the NL East. Michael Schmidt and Greg Lazinski, a powerful duo there. Maybe not Lazinski this year so much, but Schmidt had 36 homers, walked over 100 times. You have Bob Boone leading the charge at catcher, Larry Boa. A lot of up-and-coming talent here. Some established people on the team, but the big star of the team is, of course, Steve Carlton. He had another good year. He went 291 innings. He struck out 240 men. Jim Lonborg is on this team. Dick Ruthven. Pretty good roster for the Phillies. It would only get better as the 70s moved on a little bit until their culmination of a championship in 1980. So that sets up our series, 57 Senators, 74 Phillies. We are going to start it up at Veterans Stadium, best of 7. We got Camilo Pascal facing the lefty, Steve Carlton. See if the Senators can make a series of it. So let's see what happens to open up the series. Can the Senators hit Steve Carlton, or will Carlton dominate in his start? Looking at some views here at Veterans Stadium. Looks to be a good one, and it is a pitching duel as we move to the bottom of the 5th. Del Unser up there against Camilo Pascal, who's in quite a duel here with Carlton. Only 3 hits in this game so far. And there's a shot to the gap. That'll get down. And Unser will get in the second here with a double in the 5th inning. It's only the second Phillies hit. And now we got runners on the corners with 2 outs and Carlton up there. So they're going to let Carlton bat. And Steve Carlton back up the middle. He's doing it all. He singles in a run. Carlton with a 2-out hit up the middle, and it's 1-0 now as the scores advance now to 2-0 as we move to the 7th, and Carlton pitching a 2-hitter. And here's a shot to right, which will get down. Schultz with the hit. And now there's nobody out, and Pete Rummel's up there. Lefty versus lefty. Rummels hits it to second. Relay over the first. Double play. Carlton gets the double play, and we move all the way to the 9th, folks, where Washington only has a total of 3 hits and 2 outs here for Lou Berberet and Gene Garber on the hill. And this one is lined down the line. That'll be a fair ball. So Berberet with a 2-out double here in the 9th. And Garber now facing Schultz. And Schultz hits it to third. This is over to Schmidt. The throw is made, and the game is over. The Phillies get the shutout in the opener, 3-0, thanks in large part to Steve Carlton, who dominated as expected in this one. He went 8 innings and struck out 6, walked 2, no earned runs. Camilo Pascual was good in the game. He went 7 strong, but did allow 3 earned runs later in the game there. Mendel Unser went 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and a run scored for the Phils, who take the opener 3-0. Just par for the course for the Phils as we move to game 2 at the Vet. Russ Kemmerer will face Dick Ruthven. Now let's take a quick peek of what happened in this one. Unser up there now with runners on first and second. And Unser hits it into the gap. This will get down. This will score a run. Maybe 2. Yeah, they're going to chase the next runner to the plate. And Lazinski gets in there. And it is 2-0 now Phillies. Move to the second with Schultz up there and 2 men on. Nobody out. Ball 4 as Ruthven walks the bases loaded here. And here's Rummels. Rummels hits it to center. On the run here is Unser, but that'll score the run. Lemon gets in there, and Washington scores its first runs of the series. Bridges now hits it to short. Here's a play by Boa. The throw to first for a double play. So a 2-1 ball game. We move to the bottom of the third with Mike Schmidt up there and 2 men on and nobody out. Schmidt hits it to second. This will be a double play. The Senators turn it. Boa moves to third. And the Bull Greg Lazinski up there. The Bull will line it to center. This one is going to drop. Boa scores. Phillies take a 3-1 lead as we move to the fifth. 2 men on for the big bat Roy Sievers, and no doubt they're going to work around him, and they walk him here with 2 outs and 3 on. And Jim Lemon facing Ruthven. Lemon will hit it to second. Play is made. The Phils get out of the inning. Cash with the play. The Senators leave the sacks full. It's 4-1 here for Rummels facing Ruthven in the 6th. And another one up the middle. That's going to be a hit. That'll move a runner over the 3rd as Berberet beats the throw. And now it's runners on the corners with only 1 out and Rocky Bridges up there. Bridges hits it to first. Play is not made. On error there as Ruthven had trouble catching the throw. And Berberet's going to score in the play after the Philly error. And it's 4-2 now with 2 men on and Herb Plew's up there. Well, Plews will strike out for the 2nd out of the inning. Ruthven trying to work out of this thing. Eddie Yost up there. And Yost will line it to center. This one's going to get through. Runner on their way home, and he's going to score. So Eddie Yost cuts the lead to 1 with a base hit. It is 4-3 now with Bob Usher up there and 2 outs. Usher will hit it in the hole. Boa's there. He throws to second for the force. And the Phils will hold on to their 1-run lead, but they did allow 2 there. So we'll move to the bottom of the 7th with Willie Montanez up and the bases loaded and 1 out. Montanez will line this one past the infield that's drawn in. This will score 1. Throw of the plate. Scoring 2. 6-3 now Phils. 9-3 as the Phils broke it open there in the 7th after the Montanez single. And Ed Farmer in the game now to face Roy Sievers with 2 outs. The Farmer delivers. This one is right in front of the plate. Boone has no play. He does, actually. He got him. A great play by Boone, throwing out Severs at first. 9-3 is the final. And as expected, the Phillies take both games at home. Martinez had 3 RBIs, Lazinski another 2. Ruthven gets the win. And the series now moving to Washington. And the Senators need all kinds of production here to try to turn the series around at home. They're down 2-0, and especially Game 3 is going to be crucial as Jim Lonborg faces Chuck Stobbs. And the hope here for Washington is some home cooking can turn this series around. The Phils, of course, will be looking to continue their run, but let's head out to Griffith Stadium and see what the action has in store. Here we go. Chuck Stobbs facing Larry Boa here to start the game. Capacity crowd at Griffith Stadium. Cloudy evening. Wind is blowing to center, 9 miles an hour, and Boa hits it over the left fielder's head. Boa is heading for 3, and the Phillies shortstop is going to be in there with a triple, a close play at third. And now Dave Cash up there. Cash will line it short. Play is made at first, but the run will score. And the Phillies will take the lead here, 1-0. Move to the bottom of the first with Eddie Yost up there against Lonborg. The veteran delivers. This is shot to center, way back there. That one's going to go. Eddie Yost with a long homer to left center. Over 400 feet. This will tie the game. 1-1 as Berberet comes up there with a man on first. Berberet goes deep to right. It's over the right fielder's head. That'll go against the wall. Here comes another triple for the Senators, and it is now 2-1. Berberet driving in the run will move to the fourth with Jay Johnstone at the plate and a man on and 2 outs. And Johnstone goes with the pitch and lines it to center. This will put runners on the corners. So Philly with a rally here against Chuck Stobbs, and the pitcher Lonborg is up there. Let's see if he can come through for himself. No, he cannot. He strikes out swinging, and the Senators' lead will hold up here as we move to the fifth, 2-1. Mike Schmidt up there against Stobbs. Schmidt will line it to center, way back there. It's going to be just up against the wall. Schmidt will move to third. Yet another triple in this series. Mike Schmidt has taken advantage of the spacious outfield of Griffith Stadium with a 2-out triple. He cannot come in to score. It's still 2-1. Bill Unser now, as we move to the sixth, is at the plate with nobody out. And Unser will line it down the right field line. He starts the sixth in the best possible way with a double. So the Phillies looking to see if they can tie this game up as Montanez, who's been clutch in the series, heads up there. Montanez takes one inside for ball 4, so something's cooking here for the Phillies. Nobody out. Bob Boone up there with 2 men on. And Boone will line it to right. That'll drop. So now, big trouble for the Senators as Jay Johnstone is up there. Bases loaded. 1-run game. Nobody out. Johnstone, however, goes fishing. He can't catch up to it. Strike 3. Big strikeout for Stobbs. And now he gets to face the pitcher with the infield in. And that's going to be easy. He strikes out Lonborg. And just like that, the Phillies are about to throw this opportunity away unless Larry Boa can come through. And Boa hits it to center. This will be playable. So the Phillies cannot come through. Bases loaded, nobody out. They get nothing. And now the Senators really looking to build on that lead. Lomborg walks Berberette, and it's bases loaded here now for the Senators, and they're turning sixth with only one out, and Art Schultz up there. Schultz hits it to second. Play is made at home. Relay to first, not in time, but out there's the Phillies, the lead man, and let's see if Runnels can come through for the home team. He hits it to left center. It's not quite going to make it to the outfield as Cash will make the out. It remains a one-run game, folks. We move to the eighth with Bill Unser up there. And nobody out.
Program Nuggets programs.
Unser hits it to center. This will be playable. Usher is there. So Bud Farley facing Willie Montanez now with one out. And Montanez will hit this fair to right. This will be extra bases. Montanez with a double. He continues his hot hitting. Well, the Phillies again with a shot here to try to tie this game. Bob Boone up there. And Boone hits it to short. Play is made, however. Bridges makes the play. Boone is out. 2 outs now for Jay Johnstone. And Johnstone will hit it to second. Ball is bobbled, however. Bowling can't handle it, the second baseman, and it's a big error because that keeps the inning alive for Mike Anderson, who's pinch hitting here with runners on the corners. And Anderson will hit it to center, but it looks like it's going to be caught. It is. Usher's there, and the Senators are hanging on here. Let's see if they can get some insurance against Mac Scarce. Jim Lennon up there. And he lines it deep to left. This one's got some carry. It'll go. It's a home run as Lazinski watches it go. Lemon with a 430-foot homer here in the eighth. It's insurance. 3-1 now as we move to the ninth. Rex Clevenger facing Mike Schmidt with 2 outs. And that's strike 3. Clevenger gets Schmidt. And the Senators come out playing good baseball here in their first game at home. They win this one 3-1. A very nice pitching performance by Chuck Stobbs and the Senators bullpen. Eddie Yost had that home run. There'll be no sweep in this series. Actually, the Senators are looking to make this competitive as we go into game 4. The Senators will be hoping to tie things up in this crucial game as the Phils will try to move a step closer to winning the series. Pedro Ramos will go up against Ron Schuler in game 4 from Griffith Stadium. So game number 4 from Griffith Stadium. Bottom of the first. Eddie Yost up there for the Senators. And Yost hits it deep to center. This one's going to go past the big wall out there. Yost, kaboom! 466 feet all the way out to deep center field. And it's 1-0 Washington. What a bomb. Here's Johnstone, top of the second, and Jay Johnstone hits it through the hole here, and it's an infield hit for Johnstone. Pedro Ramos now facing Bob Boone with a man out. This is hit to second, flip to short over the first, and double play. Senators get out of this inning, holding that 1-0 lead. We move to the third with Mike Schmidt on, 2 men on, a big spot. And Ramos walks Schmidt. So the bases are loaded for the Phils. And Lazinski's up there. Lazinski, however, strikes out. And now, 2 men out. Wardell Unser, the lefty up there. And Unser can't get it. So a big strikeout for Ramos, and the Phillies waste a big chance here in the third. Seaver's now up there with Yost on second. And Seavers will hit this one to center. This will get down. That'll score a run. Will Seavers go for 3? No, hold up at second. But the Senators enjoying their performance so far in Game 4. They are up 2-0. Bob Boone now facing Ramos. Boone hits it to center. This will drop with the man on. And the Phils again. They're getting men on base, just can't get the big hit when they need it so far. Let's see if Schuler comes through. He puts the bunt down. This will be a tough play. Plays it first. It is made. Runners advance. So second and third now for Montanez after Boa is walked. So Montanez with the bases loaded will go to second, and the play is made there. Reynolds ends the inning, and once again, the stranded base runners for the Phillies in this game is very, very high. And just like that, bottom of the fifth, it's 5-0. Ramos is up there with the bases loaded. Ramos will line it back up the middle. This will get through. This will score 2 probably. Throw to the plate, not in time. It is 7-0 Washington. They broke this one wide open. It's 11-2 now, bottom of the 8th. Burdette up there with the man on. And Burdette will add even more to the Senator lead. This one's going to go to left field. 13-2 now, Senators. And Bannister now with 2 men on in the 9th against Don Mimic. That's hit up the middle. That'll get through. So the Phils load the bases here down 11 runs. Nobody out. Tony Taylor at the plate. Taylor will hit it deep to center, but a man's there. Usher catches it. Run scores 13-3. Here's a grounder to second. This might end the ball game. Flip over the first. It will. Washington in complete control here in Game 4. They win it 13-2. And just like that, folks, it's a tie series at 2. The Senators have taken the last 2 games, and Eddie Yost was 3 for 4 with that long home run. He scored 4 runs. Ramos gets the win. And now, things getting really interesting as we'll move to Game 5 with an all-even series between the Phils and the Senators. Steve Carlton back on the mound, the Game 1 winner, against Camilo Pascal. So Washington will try to finish their stretch of home games with the advantage. They're going to need it. Heading back to Philly for Game 6. And coming right out of the chute here in inning number 2 is Pete Reynolds with Burdette on third against Carlton. And this is hit to center. This might be deep enough to score the run. Catch is made. Throw is made, however, right on the money. A big play there for the Phils as the runner tried to tag, could not make it, and Unser nailed him with a throw on the fly, and Boone applied the tag. What a start here for the Phillies as Carlton continues to match Camilo Pascal here in the third with Willie Montanez at the plate. And Montanez goes the other way. This will drop front of the left fielder, and we got runners now on the first 2 backs here with Mike Schmidt up there. And Schmidt hits it into the hole. This will get through. And the runner coming home, but another gun to the plate. And this one is going to be in time. Boa is tagged out. And just like Unser, we have here Lemon, Jim Lemon just nailing Boa by about 20 feet. And Lazinski tries now to make a difference with 2 outs. He takes a walk. So the Phils have the bases loaded now. Any runs with Steve Carlton on the mound will prove to be big. Here's Unser, who was the defensive star. He's up there now, but he looks at strike 3 with the bases loaded, and Pascal strikes him out. And just like that, this pitching duel and defensive battle continues to the bottom of the 4th with Art Schultz up there, 2 men on, 2 out. Schultz will hit it to deep center field, but coming over is Unser, who grabs it, and that'll end that frame. Top of the 5th, scoreless. Montanez up there with Boa on first. Montanez goes to the hole in left. So first and second here in this pitching battle. Mike Schmidt at the dish. Pickoff throw at second is not in time. Here now is the pitch to Schmidt, and that's ball 4. So they're loaded again for the Phils. This time Lazinski at the plate. Infield in, 1 out. Lazinski strikes out. So the difficulty getting hits with runners in scoring position continues here as Unser's at the plate. And Unser will hit this one solidly, but we have a easy double play, and that'll take care of this inning. The pitching duel continues into the 6th. So here's Dave Cash. Cash will line it to left. Another single. This is the 6th hit for the Phillies. Hey, Johnstone now. Johnstone rips it to right center. It is caught there, though, by Schultz. He tracked it well. Boone now. Boone hits it to short. This should be playable. Force at second over the first. Double play started by Bridges. The scoreless battle continues with Roy Sievers up there now, bottom of the 6th. Sievers hits into the force play. Top of the 7th. Now Carlton hitting for himself. The pitching duel continues. Carlton lifts this one up to center. It has enough. Some panic and miscommunication on the pop there. They're going to give Carlton a hit, though, as the ball dropped. And now nobody out and 1 on for Boa. Let's see what the strategy is here. Boa lines it to center. That'll get down, and now we got runners on first and second here for Willie Montanez. Montanez hits it into the hole. Carlton is going to hold up at third, and the Phillies have the bases loaded with nobody out. Pitching change here as Dick Hyde comes in, and it's Mike Schmidt with the bases loaded. What a spot. Schmidt hits it up the middle, gets through the driven in infield, and it'll score a run. The Phillies get on the board first. It's their 10th hit of the game. And fans, they just break it completely open here as we move to the 9th, 8-2 Phillies after they had their 17th hit here. On the bottom of the 9th, this is lifted to left. Easy play out there for Lazinski, and the Phillies get it done. They win game number 5, 8-2, making it wide open here late, especially in the 7th inning with a 6 spot. Schmidt 2 for 2 with 3 walks on the day. Pascal struck out 5, walked 4, but it was his pen that let him down, and Carlton gets the win here. He pitched well again, but surprisingly only had 3 Ks. So now Philadelphia back in complete control as they lead the series 3-2 with home field advantage here in the next 2 games. They got to win one of the next 2, and looking at game 6, Dick Ruthven will take his turn and try to get the win against Russ Kremer. And it should be interesting to see what happens in Game 6 here as the Phils take control again. So we are back at Veterans Stadium, top of the first. Dick Ruthven in a jam here as Lou Berberet comes up with men on the corners. Berberet watches ball 4 sail by outside, and these bases are loaded for Art Schultz. Schultz takes it inside, and the Senators get on the board after Ruthven walks in a run, and not the start the Philly fans wanted to see. Here's Pete Rummels. That's ball 4. So Ruthven with 3 consecutive walks. He can't find the plate. It is 2-0 as Rocky Bridges is up there. This is hit to short. Poe is there. The play at second will be in time, but control bit Ruthven in the first, and it is now 2-0. Mike Schmidt up there in the bottom of the first. Schmidt hits it deep to left, way back there. It's got carry. It goes. Michael Jack Schmidt with a solo shot. Don't mind if I do, he says. It is 2-1. Ruthven back on the mound here in the second against Bob Usher. Usher hits it deep to left. Usher answers with a solo shot of his own, lifting the Senators back up 3-1 as Ruthven just doesn't have it today. Kremer now in the bottom of the third. Schmidt back up there with the man on. Let's see if he works him any differently. Schmidt with a liner to center. Fans, this is going to carry. Mike Schmidt, 2 at-bats, 2 home runs. That one's drilled to center field. And now this game is all tied up at 3. Let's move to the fourth with Eddie Yost up there and a man on. Yost walks. Ruthven continues the struggle. He's walked 5 now. Bob Usher there. And Usher pops it up. This will be playable. Infield fly there. Roy Severs up there. Severs hits it back to the pitcher. Ruthven will make the play at first for the out. So the game remains tied at 3 with 2 men stranded. Bottom of the 5th. Schmidt up there again with a man on second. He's been a terror with 2 home runs so far. Schmidt hits it back up the middle. Play is not made. It's bobbled by the shortstop. Bridges can't come up with it. He'll get an error. Runners on the corner now for Lazinski with 1 out. Lazinski the second, turn the first. Double play. The Phils continue to struggle here at times with runners on, and they get nothing here in the 5th. Top of the 6th for Reynolds. Pete Reichert pitching. Ruthven is out, but Reichert walks the leadoff batter. Rocky Bridges now. Bridges lifts it to left. This will drop. So runners on first and second here for Washington. Nobody out. And the pitcher up there, will he lay it down? He will. Play is made at first. Runners advance. And Eddie Yost now up there with 1 out. And runners in scoring position. Infield in. Yost hits it to center. This will be deep. This will go near the track. Catch is made. Runner tags. Reynolds will score. Unser tries to get it in, but no heroics there, and it's 4-3 Washington. This ball is drilled to right. This will get down. Runner coming in to score. Bridges scores. Usher with a double. It's 5-3. Bottom of the 6th, the home team now trailing. Jay Johnstone deep to center. This will get down. Johnstone around first. Johnstone heading for third. Jay Johnstone with the triple. 2-out triple by Johnstone. Bob Boone at the plate. Boone takes ball 4. So the go-ahead runs on. Tom Hutton is pinch hitting here for the Phils. Hutton hits it back to the mound. Play is made. Inning over. Kemmerer gets out of it, and the lead is preserved. Here they go to the 8th with Clint Courtney pinch hitting. Runner on first. Courtney lines back up the middle. So 2 on, nobody out in the 8th for Washington. Eddie Yost back up at the plate. Frank Lindsay on the mound. This is dribbled up the middle. It's a base hit. Bases loaded, nobody out. Big opportunity. Only leads to 1 run. So 6-3, bottom of the 8th for Lazinski. Barely on the mound. Lazinski takes that borderline pitch for ball 4. Here's Del Unser. Del Unser will line this one to center, but the play is made there. Usher gets it. So 1 out for Dave Cash. Cash will line it to left. This will drop in there off the turf. Runners on first and second, and a tying run in this one coming up. Jay Johnstone. 2-1 count. Johnstone off the end of the bat will lift this one to the infield. Easy play there. Bridges has it. Bob Boone in the big spot, representing the tying run. Boone can't get it done. He gets jammed and hits the ball to short for the force. Washington hanging on, bottom of the 9th. Larry Boa up there with a 1 out. Byerly still in there. Boa the other way into the gap. That'll get down there. Larry Boa with a double. Two out now, 2 on. Greg Lazinski representing the tying run. Tex Clevenger in to close it out. Let's see what Lazinski can do. Lazinski deep to the left. Way back there. This has got a chance. It is gone. The ball. Greg Lazinski ties the game with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Veterans Stadium is going crazy. The Phillies have come back to tie this game at 6. And Del Unser up there now. So what a dramatic shot by Lazinski to tie the game. Clevenger will strike out his man and end the inning, but not before the damage is done. Top of 10th now. We go to extras. This is hit back up the middle. Play is made by Boa. Here's a base hit to left by Plews. And Yost up there with a 1 out. Yost will go to right field. This will get through. Man moving all the way to third. Here comes the throw. The tag is a little bit late on a close play, and now it's runners on the corners as Bob Usher tries to pick Washington back up on its feet. And a 1-out fly to right might do just that. Here's the tag. Here's the throw. Runner safe. The Senators take the lead here in the 10th, 7-6. And we move to the bottom of the 10th. Can the Phillies come back again? Dave Cash up there to lead it off against Clevenger, who's been logging some innings here. Clevenger will pounce on that ball. And there's 1 out for Johnstone. Johnstone will hit this one lazily to center. Catch is made by Usher. 2 outs. Bob Boone, the last hope here in the 10th. Delivery popped up. This should do it. Second baseman is there, but he can't reach it. A base hit for Boone. Confusion in the infield. They let the ball drop, and now Tony Taylor gets a chance here he thought he wouldn't get. But this is grounded to short. Play is made at second for the force. Bridges didn't make a mistake there, and the Senators win this one after losing their lead in the ninth, 7-6. Mike Schmidt with 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, 3 runs early in that game. Lazinski with the heroics in the ninth, but it would not matter. Bob Usher, 2 for 5, a homer, 3 RBIs. Clevenger with the win. And this series moves to the climax of Game 7. The 57 Senators have really roared back and played well after losing the first 2 games in the series. And it comes down to one game as Chuck Stobbs will face Jim Lonborg at Veterans Stadium for the deciding and final Game 7. So Game 7 it is, folks. Heading out to Veterans Stadium and Jim Lonborg on the hill against Chuck Stobbs. It's the top of the third. Jim Lemon at the plate with a man on and 2 outs. Here's the delivery. Lemon hits it deep left. Way back there. This one will go. Home run for Lemon, a 2-run shot, and the Senators, the underdogs, are doing it again here. They are up 2-0. Early in this one, as Stobbs will face Jay Johnstone with the man on first. This is hit to second. Force play is made at second. Turn for first. Easy does it. Double play. So we move all the way now to the bottom of the 6th. Phillies really need a rally as Mike Schmidt's up there representing the tying run. It's 3-0. Stobbs has been very good. And Schmidt will hit this one to short. Plays made at second to end the inning, so Mike Schmidt cannot come through. And things are getting serious here as we move to the bottom of the 7th. Stobbs is pitching a gem of a game. Spencer's up there with nobody out and a man on first. The Phillies need a rally, and they need it now.
Strike 3.
Unser swings through the pitch, and that is a strikeout. Top of the 8th. Lemon back up there. Lemon hits it to right. This will get down into the gap. Lemon with a double, thinking 3. Yes, he is. A triple with only 1 out for Lemon. The Senators getting more and more close to winning this series. 3-0, top of the 9th. Eddie Yost facing Frank Lindsay with 1 out. Yost hits it to second. Gets through for a hit. And we move to the bottom of the 9th, folks. It is do or die time for the Phillies, who are down 3. Tex Clevenger, we've seen him before. He's on here to close it out. Greg Lazinski at the plate. Lazinski hits it to second. Play is made there. And this series is over. A shutout for the Senators. They win it 3-0. Celebrations at Veterans Stadium, folks. They won both games on the road here at Philly to win this series in 7, pull the upset. Stobbs went 8 innings, allowed only 1 walk, 3 Ks, no earned runs, 5 hits. Great job outdueling Jim Lonborg, and that 2-run homer by Lemon in the 3rd inning was really the difference in a very tight, close game, but it was the Senators pitching that made it happen. And the series is theirs. A lot of fun. Eddie Yost, you'll see here, hit 400 for the series. Lemon, 357. Stobbs was 2-0 with a sparkling ERA. Only walked 3. Pascal lost 2 games even though he pitched well. Montanez hit 417. Mike Schmidt drove in 4 with his 2 homers in game number 5. Carlton was 2-0 with a 1.23 ERA, but it came down to that Game 7, and the Senators did the job, the MVP being Chuck Stobbs in this series. He was just brilliant, and that signature Game 7 was the difference maker, folks. And Hardship for the Phils. They couldn't close out the series. But for Washington, a team not fancied here, they win it. The 57 Senators beating the 1974 Phillies 4-3. Another super exciting matchup here on Out of the Park Baseball 20. Hope you enjoyed it and hope to see you soon as we continue to roll with our matchups.